Be happy, be yourself. If others don't like it, then let them be. Everyone has their own choice. Life is not about pleasing everybody, isn't it? Am I right? So try to take care of that. You know what is the speciality of today? Any special day today? Any speciality today? Anyone? You don't.
Ma'am,
Today
आज
is
test
the
है.
test. Today we are remembering APJ Abdul Kalam Saab. Okay, 27th July. One of his quote I am remembering. What is that? You know, once he's said that normally all other, suppose it may coming rain, uh, all other birds are go and go and find out the shelter to save themselves from rain. But what eagle is doing, you know, eagle is trying to go above the cloud. So this is what Abdul Kalam ji taught us. Okay, so try to keep our aim high, self-esteem high, not low, and don't compare ourselves with anyone. Okay, because we are unique. We are the uh, unique creature of God. We all are identical and we all are unique. So we salute to God and go ahead. That's all. Okay. Anyway, so let us continue with what we have discussed last class. Last class we have just started the um, introduction part of new chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So some reactions we have seen in the last class. Last year we have seen um, okay, no problem, Sakshi. We will. You can see the video later. Okay. Somebody message. Somebody had given the message to me. She could not attend the class. Some network problem is there. So in such a time, you can making utilization of YouTube recorded classes. Okay. I think you are doing. You most of you are doing the same. Okay. Anyway. So last class we have learned some chemical reactions and uh, in our book there are three activities coming under the category introduction part of this chapter. So let us revise these activities that we have already performed in last year. Maybe you can remember. First of all, burning of magnesium ribbon. Okay. Now I'm start presenting. Wait. Okay, so you can write the topic activities. So we'll discuss about activities first. So I'll try to increase the font. Is it okay? Is it visible? Students, is the screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This font size is sufficient? Sufficient? Is it sufficient for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sufficient? Okay. So let us put any activities. So let us think about some activities as the introduction part of this chapter. First activity is burning of magnesium ribbon in air. Okay, burning of magnesium ribbon. Burning of magnesium ribbon in air. This is the first activity, and maybe you can recall this. We have already performed in the class last year. Still, I will explain. magnesium ribbon, it is in the form of a very shining metal, and magnesium ribbon, it is always kept in rolling ribbons in the form of ribbons only. So before starting the burning process, we have to rub the magnesium ribbon. Why? Because magnesium is a highly reactive metal. When it is kept in open air, it reacts with oxygen in air, forming magnesium oxide all over the metal. Before start burning, we need to remove all this magnesium oxide which is coated all over the metal. For this purpose, we are using a particular type of scrubber. Maybe you remember that sandpaper. It is there in the market also. Normal purpose, we are using the sandpaper. Okay. You know what is sandpaper? Sandpaper is a particular type of paper that we can remove to clean the surface. So after cleaning the surface of magnesium, we show it to the flame. It start glowing. Okay, it start glowing or it start burning with a dazzling white light. Dazzling white light means we can't look at the flame with naked eye. It creates little bit irritation in our eyes. Okay, so it is that a particular flame is known under the name dazzling white light flame. At the same time, we can see that a white powder is formed that we can collect in a watch glass. Okay, so this is the part of experiment. Okay. In this case, magnesium is the metal and it on burning. Burning means a reaction with air forming a new substance. Instead of ribbon, we get a new substance and it is in the form of what? It is in the form of a white powder. It is in the form of a white powder. Okay, it is in the form of a white powder. So when we burn magnesium ribbon, we get a fine white powder. It is the, we can say that this is the result of burning of magnesium. It is the result. Okay, so this is the first reaction where we have to remember the chemical reaction first. Second activity is, it is the reaction between two compounds. Which are the two compounds? Reaction between two compounds, and first compound is lead nitrate. Lead nitrate. And second compound is potassium iodide. Potassium iodide. These are the two substances. Both are prepared in water. So that means we are taking aqueous solution of lead nitrate and potassium iodide.
मैम
So
आपकी आवाज
when
कट रही है।
is
आवाज
blinking,
कट रही
okay, first of all, let's stop sharing. I'm coming back to our class. So now is it okay? Now is it okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe because some fluctuation is there. I'll try to increase the volume. Let us see. Connective, little network problem is there everywhere at this time. 4 to 5 class, sometimes problem is there. Anyway, leave it. So when we mix lead nitrate and I can do one thing. You can continue the same reaction. Lead nitrate when reacts with the potassium iodide, lead nitrate, when reacts with the potassium iodide, what will be the resulting compound? Two compounds are obtained. Two compounds are obtained. So here we are not considering the compound. Here we are considering the observation. What we are observing in the test tube. We can observe an yellow precipitate. This is the point to be noted. Okay. We get a yellow precipitate. This is the observation through which we can confirm that chemical reaction completed. Okay, so this is the second activity. Now come to the third activity. What is the third activity in the book? Reaction between a metal zinc and one acid. Either you can take dilute hydrochloric acid or you can take dilute sulfuric acid. Here we are taking dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, here we can take dilute sulfuric acid. In this case, we get an observation which is totally different from the other two cases. In this case, we can see bubble formation, bubbles. So that means a gas is evolved. Bubbles are formed. Okay. So these are the observations of some chemical reactions which we can conduct in the lab. Okay, so recollect all the observation. First case, we got a white powder. Second case, we get an yellow precipitate. Third case, we can see bubbles are coming out of the test tube. Okay, so these are known under the name observations of an experiment. Observations. So today we will discuss the next topic, characteristics of a chemical reactions. Okay, put the heading characteristics of a chemical reaction. Characteristics of chemical reactions. What are the characteristics of a chemical reactions? Okay, so there are many observations we are getting to identify the presence of a chemical reaction. So which are those reactions? Which are those characteristic observation? Let us see one by one. First case, burning of magnesium ribbon. The
Change in state.
Okay, reacting substance is in the form of a ribbon. Okay, but the product obtained is in which form? It is in the powdered form. So the first characteristic feature of chemical reaction is change in state. Mention that. Okay, change in state. So this is the first characteristic feature of a chemical reaction. And second one, the two reactants, that means two reacting solutions are colorless. Which are they? Lead nitrate and potassium iodide, they are colorless. But when we mix both the solutions, we got an yellow precipitate. Yellow. Colorless to a colored precipitate. So here we can say that there is a change in color. There is a change in color. This is the second observation. Third, change in color. Change in color. This is the second observation. And third one, what is the third one? Evolution of a gas. A gas is evolved. Evolution of a gas. A gas is evolved during the time of chemical reaction. Okay. Then I'll tell you another experiment, very simple from our day-to-day life. कि व्हाइट वॉशिंग करते जैसे दीपावली आने के टाइम में घर में हम व्हाइट वॉशिंग करवाते. आपने देखा है कि व्हाइट वॉशिंग कैसे करवाते? वन मटेरियल is brought from the market. What is that? Calcium oxide. Okay, it is in the form of white powder. When we add water into it, we can see that temperature of the system goes on increasing. Okay, evolution of heat. So this is another observation of a chemical reaction, change in temperature. Change in temperature. Okay. Last one. We can see a precipitate is formed. What is a precipitate? Precipitate is an insoluble solid. This is also considered as another characteristic feature of a chemical reaction. So this also you can mention, formation of a precipitate. These are the 5 characteristic features of a chemical reaction. Okay. Characteristic feature, every case you can remember one example. I'll tell you again, change in state, there you can remember burning of magnesium ribbon. If it is difficult to remember, you can remember very simple example, burning of a piece of paper. When we burn a piece of paper, it becomes black in color. Its state changes. Okay. So black color means carbon dioxide is formed. Gas is also evolved. Carbon, paper contain carbon. It reacts with oxygen forming carbon dioxide. It is in the form of a gas that we could not see, but it is formed during the reaction. Second case, change in color. That I can give very simple example from our day-to-day life. Rusting of iron. You know what is rusting of iron? When we keep iron knife or iron utensils outside our kitchen for a period of 1 week without noticing, then what will happen? Formation of a
Oxidation
brown.
of iron.
But here we are discussing observation. What can we see? We can see a brown colored coating formed all over the utensils, all over the knife. Okay, so this is the meaning of change in color. Very simple example. Another example. Normally we are using silver for making ornaments. Some people having problem with the silver. So in those cases, when we wearing silver ornaments, after a period of time, it become black, isn't it? Have you noticed the color? Any student? Any of you
Yes,
noticed
ma'am.
this?
Yes,
Ha,
ma'am.
very
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Very good. Very good. So this is also a chemical reaction. Silver undergo corrosion, oxidation. Undergo oxidation, a compound is formed. And here the compound formed is silver sulfide. Because in air, hydrogen sulfide gas is there, very small quantity. And in some cases, our body has excess amount of sulfur. So there is a change in color. Another example, copper utensils become which color? When it kept for a long period of
Green.
time outside.
Green.
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 Very good. It is also a type of chemical reaction. So these
Oxidation
all
reaction.
are oxidation reaction, and these all are connected to our day-to-day life, isn't it? Okay. So this is all about the second point, that is change in color. And third case, simple example from kitchen, we can say one example, baking soda. It is available in kitchen, and when we add baking soda in vinegar, vinegar is a dilute solution of acid, acetic acid. When we add baking soda into it, we can see that what we can see, effervescence is producing from the vessel effervescence. Effervescence means what? Bubble type appearance. So that means it is again evolution of a gas. And in this case, which gas is evolved? Carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Okay. Anyway, third observation is evolution of a gas. And fourth one, change in temperature. I'll tell you one example. When we dissolve glucose in water, when we touch the glass, what we feel? When we touch the glass where we are, correct, it become cool. How it become cool? Because for the dissolution of glucose in water, heat energy is required. It took heat energy from the surroundings. That's why we feel cool, isn't it? So this is one example. That means here there is a change in temperature. Formation of a precipitate, that is a typical chemical reaction that we have seen. One example, reaction between potassium iodide and lead nitrate, a low precipitate. So from these all five observations, we can make out that whether a chemical reaction takes place or not. It does not mean that all reactions are associated with all the changes. Out of all five, chemical reactions are associated with a single characteristic feature like change in state. So it is also considered as a chemical reaction. So these all 5 points are important. So this is all about the second topic. And the third topic is chemical equations. Put the heading, chemical equations. Chemical equations. Okay, so chemical equations are the key point of this chapter. It is the key point. We can say that it is the key point of the chapter. So what is a chemical equation? Let us think about a chemical equation. What is a chemical equation? Chemical equation is the method of representing a chemical reaction with the help of symbols and formulae of the substance involved in it. Okay. So what is a chemical equation? So I'll tell you later. First you try to understand the concept. It is the method of representing a chemical reaction. It is a method of representing it. It is a representation of a chemical reaction where we are using symbols and formulae of substances involved in the reaction. And this is known under the name chemical equations. I hope it is clear to every student, each and every student. And understand what is chemical symbol and formula that we have seen. Symbol is the representation of one atom of the element, and formula is representation of a molecule of a compound or a molecule of an element. Both are different. For example, you can put the example, symbol of hydrogen is H. Okay, symbol of hydrogen, this one example you can remember. Symbol of hydrogen is H, isn't it? Symbol of hydrogen is H. Then what is the formula of hydrogen? It is not H. Formula of hydrogen is H2, isn't it? Formula of hydrogen is H2. Clear? Formula of hydrogen is H2. This is the representation of hydrogen molecule. So this represents hydrogen molecule. And the first one represents hydrogen atom. Similarly, let us see another example. Molecule of a compound. So, simple example we can remember H2O. H2O is the symbol of a compound called water, isn't it? And H2O represent one molecule of water. These all terms are very typical words, typical terms. Try to understand. Atom is different. Molecule of element is different. Molecule of a compound is different. Once you understood all these concepts, chemistry will be very easy for you, especially inorganic chemistry. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Okay, so now I hope it is clear to you. When we are writing a chemical equation, we need both symbols and formulae. Symbols of elements we need sometime, and formulae of molecules we need sometime. So these two are helps to write or represent a chemical reaction in the form of chemical equation. Now, how many different types of chemical equations are there? Two type of chemical equations are there. Which are the two type of chemical equations? First equation is simply called word equation. Word equation. Word equation. Word equation. What do you mean by word equation? I will give one example. Okay. You can write it as an example. Magnesium plus oxygen, magnesium plus oxygen gives water. Sorry, magnesium oxide. Okay, so look at this. In this equation, we are using only words. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, forming magnesium oxide. This type of equations are known under the name word equations. Clear? Word equations. Second type of equation is called the chemical equations. Okay? Chemical equations. What do you mean by chemical equations? Chemical equations are those equations where we are using symbols and formulae of elements and compounds. Okay, they are known under the name chemical equations. Chemical equations. Okay, chemical equations are there. What is the problem with the word equation? What is the problem? One is very inconvenient, that's why we are looking for the second option, isn't it? What is the problem with the word equation? The
मैम
word,
मतलब जो
हाँ,
भी सब्सटेंसेस यूज हो रहे हैं उनकी मतलब पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट उनका स्टेट ये सब पता नहीं चलता उससे.
हाँ, that is related to balanced chemical equation. And here simply, what is the problem with the word equation? Word equations are normally long and not convenient for describing a chemical equation, isn't it? So I will write the same word equation in chemical equation form. Okay, look how compact it is. Okay, plus oxygen, then I will take this one directly, otherwise again it will take time to make the arrow. It's a very time consuming exercise. Okay, so that's why here we are using directly. Is it visible to you, all of you? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Look how compact it is. Look at this. This is an example of magnesium oxide. So we are not focusing on balancing now. Now we are only focusing type of equation. So two type of equations are there. One is called word equation. Another is called the chemical equations, where we are using symbols and formulae of elements or compounds involved in a chemical reaction. Isn't it? So this is all about the introduction part. Word equation is very simple that we can write. Very good. So now let us look at the next one. You can put the heading writing a chemical equation. Writing. In order to write a chemical equation, what are the important things we have to take care? Okay. So write the heading writing a chemical equation. Writing a chemical equation. This is the next topic. Okay, writing of a chemical equation. Clear? So in order to write a chemical equation, first I will make you understand, then I will say very slowly so that you can take it out. Okay. First step is, what is the first step? The symbols and formulae of reactants towards left side by using plus sign in between. So I'll tell you in short. Write down the formulae and symbol of reactants on the LHS. LHS means what? Left hand side with the plus sign between them. Plus sign. What do you mean by plus sign? Suppose in the previous case, magnesium plus oxygen. So that means two substances are involved in the chemical reaction. So in between the two substances, we are putting a plus sign. Okay. So this is a simple meaning of with the plus sign between them. So this is the first step. You can mention this first step. Write down the formulae and symbols of the reactants on LHS. You can use short form LHS with the plus sign between them. Okay. Second one. So I will write it in points in very short form. First of all, we will represent reactants. Okay. We have to write reactants in the equation, reactants in the form of symbols and formulae. Second point is, write down the formulae and symbols of the products on which side, right side of the equation with the plus signs between them. Write down formulae and symbols of the products on the RHS with the plus sign between them. We have to represent products. Okay. So reactants we need to show in which place? We need to show in LHS, and products we can show in which side? On RHS. If more than one reactant is there, so we have to put a plus sign in between. This is the very short way of representing the 2 points. Okay. Now, third point is, what is the third point? The products and reactants are separated by an arrow sign. The products and reactants are separated by an arrow. Okay. By using an arrow, we can write our reactants, then we put an arrow. It will take little time. I will show how to represent an arrow. It will not take much time. Okay. So this is R. R means what? Reactant. P means what? Product. This is an arrow. Clear? Arrow starting from reactant and ends with the product. Reactants to product. Clear? This is the third point regarding writing of a chemical equation. Okay. Look at the 3 points together. First of all, reactant, then second, product, and third one is arrow. Then the fourth point is information about temperature, pressure, and other condition related to the reaction represented above the arrow sign. Understood? This is the fourth point. Which are the things we need to show above the arrow? Which are the things we need to show? First of all, we need to show temperature. If temperature specification is there, then we need to show temperature. Or if pressure is specified in a particular reaction, we need to show that pressure or any other substance. It is in the form of a catalyst. Catalyst is another substance which is present along with the reactants and products in the reaction medium. Okay, and these all conditions, temperature, pressure, catalyst, these all has to be mentioned. Where? They have to be mentioned above the arrow. Above the, they have to mention above the arrow. Okay, above the arrow, we have to mention these all: temperature, pressure, and catalyst. This is the fourth point. Okay, and next point is we need to show physical state of reactants and product. We need to show physical state of reactants and product. Okay, need to show physical state. For that, I will tell you some example. Suppose we are expressing a reaction where metals are involved. Metals means other than mercury. In small bracket, along with the symbol, we need to show the symbol as S. The physical state of metal, solid, it is in the solid form. This is one example. Another example is, suppose we are using a liquid like water. We need to express it along with the formula of water as L. Then, if it is in the gaseous state, for example, magnesium reacts with oxygen, forming magnesium oxide. Oxygen is in which form? Gaseous form. So along with oxygen, you need to show the physical state in the form of G in small bracket. These all are small letters, S, L, G, all. Third, these three states are over. Other than this, there are two other states also there in reactant or in product side. What is that? In some cases, we are using solutions of compound solutions. In those cases, we can show a representation like AQ. What do you mean by AQ? AQ means
Aqueous.
very good. Solution in water. Solution in water. For example, in the previous case, in the first three activity, we had been using two reactants, potassium iodide and lead nitrate. These two are prepared in water. So along with the potassium iodide and lead nitrate, we are using the symbol AQ. Okay. So this is another special one. Another case, if there are two more representations are there, which are the two representations? If we get a gaseous product, we are not representing G along with the gaseous product. So you remember that, that is important. If we are getting a gas in the form of product, okay, in this case, along with the product, like product, along with that, we have to, along with the symbol, we are using a representation. For example, magnesium react with oxygen, we get magnesium oxide, it will not create any problem. And reaction between sodium hydrogen carbonate, baking soda and vinegar, there we are getting carbon dioxide as the product. In those cases, we are using a symbol and it is in the form of a downward arrow. You know what do you mean by downward arrow? Arrow in the downward direction, like this. Okay, this can be used if it is, sorry, it is just opposite. Wait. Since it is a gas, we are using an upward arrow is not, wait, it is not here in the symbol. Okay, you can use it yourself. Put an upward arrow. Upward arrow means, okay. Upward arrow, you know how to write. Using that, upward arrow is not in the symbol. It will take time. Okay, so here we are using, here we can use an upward arrow. I'll write it there, okay? Upward arrow. In which case we are using an upward arrow? If we get a gaseous product, In that case, we are using an upward arrow. Okay, upward arrow we are using. It is a single word only. So, upward arrow. And if we get a precipitate, we are showing it in the form of a downward arrow. This is the way of representing a precipitate. So we are remembering one equation, potassium iodide and lead nitrate. There we get a precipitate. Precipitate means a formation of a compound that we need to show in this form, arrow, downward arrow. So these are some representations we have to mention along with the symbols and formulae. Okay. And the last one we can remember, if heat is evolved in the chemical reaction, we need to mention as evolved. Evolved means moving out. So it is called an exothermic reaction. And there are some cases heat is absorbing. Such reactions are called endothermic reaction. So that I will explain. I am coming back. I'm stop sharing and I'm coming back. Afterwards, I will explain. Okay. Now I'm stop sharing. So in some cases, we have to, we can see that temperature is associated with the chemical reaction, temperature. In those cases, there are some representation that we are not putting now along with that, because when you are coming to higher classes, there you have to express that also in different form. Like delta H is the representation of delta heat energy involved in the reaction. Delta H, it is the symbol. And if it is an exothermic reaction, you need to show, I will give 5 minutes, it will take. Exothermic means we need to show a minus sign. If it is endothermic reaction, we have to show in the form of a plus sign. Okay, so this is all about today's class. Now I'll give